I'm thinking about sketches and stand-up. I feel like pretty early on, a lot of these events started getting cancelled. Like I feel like I saw Verve publish something like, it was that Friday where I know the Grand Prix got cancelled. And we're just talking before about those who are stand-ups, like just doing stand-up and have no social presence, no sketches, no bits online, and how they must be surviving. So I guess I'm curious from you guys, from your perspective, what was the first month or so like? When did it sort of start to hit that, okay, this is a bit different and shit was not going to be normal for 6 months?
Well, Luke
when
and
they
I
cancelled
just...
Melbourne.
Yeah. I think it was when they cancelled Melbourne that day, but then it really hit when it would have been the first night at Melbourne. And there's two parts of Melbourne that I think we all love. It's doing the shows are really fun, but then it's like, I really like the thing of all of us are down there at once, and it was going to be us three in the same venue.
Yeah, the camaraderie.
So that would have been heaps of fun every night, just going in with all your mates and stuff. And I feel like that was the thing where I was like, this year's going to suck.
Yeah, a few nights, just the last couple of weeks, I was thinking, man, I'd be performing a show right now.
Yeah, we'd be like in the middle of the festival right now.
I'll be near the end.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know what fucking day it is.
It's been like a month. That's the thing. It'd be the last week of the festival. This has been going on.
It'll be the last week.
Crazy. Yeah, I think I think that what I've noticed is that I've started now, especially, I've started feeling real, like, not anxious, just like really restless and feeling like I'm not working. I've been super productive on the video front, but sometimes I would always feel super weird and I would work out, it's because I haven't performed in like a couple weeks or whatever. And my body's going, you're being lazy, do the fucking thing, work harder. And I'm getting that now, but there's no remedy to it because you just can't perform. I feel like I'm slacking off because I've trained myself to always be thinking about stand-up and performing it. And now that I'm not, whenever I'm like, fuck, I feel like I'm slacking off even though I'm not. It's weird.
Yeah, I can understand that. I haven't seen any clients in a very long time. I think it's the human element, like I was saying to Luke before, like that human connection. You sort of, particularly as comedians, you must really get your energy from that when you're doing stand-up in particular.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you think about it, the lifestyle of a comedian, especially a comedian who's also on social media, is already quite solitary. So sometimes doing the gig at night is the only time where mingling with other people. So if you cut that out, it just becomes a life of solitude. So takes some getting used to.
Has anyone thought about what you could do live? Like, I know it's very hard. Like, just a lot of podcasters have gone live. Is there a way that you could do some type of stand-up or practicing?
No way. So many people are
send
me different ideas.
Live stand-up. It's like, doesn't work. Like, if you, like, a lot of the churches have decided to do live sermons with no audience, and if you watch that shit, is the most fucking cringe, embarrassing shit of some guy pretending there's an audience there. It's terrible. There's no way you could do it with stand-up. Probably with a podcast or maybe streaming video games or whatever. That could work, but not a live event.
Do you want to know the weirdest suggestion that someone's given me so far for being able to do live events?
No.
So, right, well, I'm going to tell you. So obviously there's live streaming and every comedian I think is like, no, that would be terrible. Someone had the idea of, what about you use the technology that the drive-ins use and you do a drive-in comedy show? So it's like an FM transmitter. I'm on a stage. People park their car like in front in like an amphitheater, and then people watch stand-up from their cars.
That would work.
I agree. That would seriously work.
That's better than the live.
The problem is you would only be legally allowed to perform to family groups. So it would have to be each car is a different
this
family.
Was before the new laws. This was like just when the comedy festival was cancelled. So this is when I think it was just under 100 people was the law. Someone
I'm pretty sure that Dramana Drive-In is still working.
I think that would be fine. That's about as socially distant as you can get. I don't see any issue.
As long as the candy bar is closed.
I think that'd be sick. Imagine like nailing a punchline and instead of getting an applause break, you just hear muffled laughter and
I don't know. It'd just be like, it'd be the same for you as the comedian of when you hit the punchline and you get no feedback, you're like, well, fuck, all right, move on to the next one. The Laugh Factory in America has been doing live streaming and I haven't watched it yet, but I just imagine it must be brutal for the comedians just up there on the stage doing their usual bits. And not only that, they're burning bits online and getting zero fucking response from it.
So weird. Yeah, I think that our energy is better spent growing online, because I was thinking, I'm thinking from the positive side of this thing. I thought, man, I've needed to focus on my online output for 3 years, like a whole year just to grow online. Think about what could happen when we come back, because live events, I don't think are coming back at all this year. Because even if they become legal at the end of the year, you're still probably going to need 6 months to book it all in. And then who knows how far in advance you'll have to book it in, because obviously every single person from a fucking comedian to a musician to a preacher will want a theater. So I view it as like, this is the positive side is it's such a good, perfect opportunity to grow and perfect an online audience, so that when you come back, not only are you potentially 3 times the size, but every single one of them is dying to see any live event.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things I had in my notes. I feel like for us in the media space, like it's quite obvious that nothing sales-wise is going to get done over the next 6 months. So everything is about condensing what we were going to do over the year to improve how we were doing things and getting it done in the next month or so. So I guess I was curious, like, what do you got? What's first on the top of your mind? Maybe we can start with Neel, but like as an example, we've tried to get like new camera setups. All our processes have been refined, so now we're like producing in half the time. I guess I'm curious as to what you guys have been doing around that.
Well, I'm definitely trying to increase my YouTube output, because I'd always put off YouTube for a while. I'd been more focused on Facebook, Instagram. That's where I was getting a lot more traction. So I'm trying to just start new series on YouTube. Post 2, 3, 4 videos a week, but keep it regular and keep it something, segments or whatever it might be, that I can continue doing when live shows get back up. And I'm sure you've also seen I'm pushing the TikTok hard. Didn't expect that, but I genuinely just enjoy it. It doesn't feel like work.
It's a good
All the
app.
other stuff feels like work. It's really fun.
It's good.
Dude, the sense of humor on that, like the videos I'm getting on my For You page, it's all really funny. Whereas I look at my Facebook newsfeed, even my YouTube subscriptions, it's all very corporate, a lot of ads. I don't enjoy it in the way I used to when YouTube and Facebook first came about.
TikTok's where real people are at the moment. Like
Exactly.
in terms of creators, like it's the average human is making shit on there and occasionally going viral. And of course, we're all going to go in there and ruin it. And after us, it'll be the brands. But for now, it's in a great spot.
We're that good middle ground, right? We're not the corporate, we're not the suits yet. So
No.
I'm really enjoying that right now. So I'm just trying to do that and continue the output as much as possible.
What about you, Luke?
Yeah, I've been doing the same as Neel. I have been trying on TikTok. I don't make much original stuff for the app. Like I'll never think of an idea and go, I'm going to make a TikTok. I actually do, and then I don't bother. The only thing I ever do is I just cut up all my old clips. I've been catching up on so much shit. I've been putting out these bachelor videos that I filmed in August last year.
Jeez.
And then I never got around to editing it because I was going away so much, and then we filmed for 3 hours and I was like, I can't be bothered. I've been putting off a bunch of things for ages, and I feel like I'm finally on top of everything, which is like a massive weight off my shoulders. And now the next thing is to just be consistent. And I think I've just had to rearrange my goals. I guess like the goal this year was I was obviously doing Melbourne. Lewis and I had a UK thing booked in. I had a national tour booked in. So I think everything got completely cancelled. So now the new goal is to just get to 100K on YouTube and then just be more present in that space, because I felt like I was just focusing on stand-up. And the only thing that I was relying on YouTube was stand-up. Like the only thing that was going well for me for a couple of years was just my stand-up clips. And I realized, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to figure something else out and make my audience like my other videos again, because I can't rely on shooting more stand-up.
Lewis, you moved to Frankston. And you've got your new little studio out the back. What's the goal for the next few months?
Man, just building like a machine, basically. Like I'm trying to build, just get all of my gear right and get a system and a routine going, so I can just be pumping out like 3 YouTube videos a week, because I think my strength is YouTube. And I've noticed that my audience on YouTube especially is like 50% American and growing. And my goal is to take over the States and do stand up there and live in New York. So that's what I'm going to do. It's kind of like a perfect opportunity to kind of double down on that. I reckon I'm just going to try putting up videos at 3 a.m. Australian time for a whole year, see if I can grow an American audience. And then by the time all this shit's over, maybe do a tour. Because I think, I'm at almost 500,000. I think 600 to 700,000 subscribers is kind of achievable by the end of the year. So that's my goal. And then Australia will grow with that and continue. Basically, I just want to get myself in a position where I can afford to lose money for a few years in America.
Yeah.
While I'm small.